Alrighty, it's episode 7, and we're going to go over switch and case statements, which are another tool to be used in flow control. So if we hop on over to the language store in Dart, which is the official Dart documentation, I want you to take a look at the switch and case statement just to get used to reading documentation. It's an important skill no matter what kind of developer or programmer you plan on becoming. So a switch statement in Dart, compare an integer string or compile time constant using equals equals. The compared objects must all be instances of the same class, and the classes must not override the equals operator. So that is that. And we have a default fallback, which we will work on later. But in this episode, I'm going to be building a switch statement that will, based on our command, it'll tell us about the type of command we have. So I'm talking about literal command line commands. So we'll write switch command, and we have braces, and inside of these braces, we'll have all of our cases. So we'll have case, cd, and then we will print change directory. And after each of our case code is finished, we want to end with a break statement. This just lets the program know that we are done executing code. Then we can have case pwd, which is the command to print working directory. We end it with a break statement. Then we have case makedir print create directory. If you don't know what these commands are, it's completely fine. These are just examples. We have another case, which will be touch. We have print create a file. Like always, we end our case with a break statement. Then we're going to have a default. So this will be, if our command does not equal any of these, we will have print command not recognized. I believe this needs a break statement as well. Let me double check that. Does the break? The default does not need a break actually. Does not need a break statement. Let me check what the official. So each non-empty case clause ends with a break statement as a rule. Not sure what this tells the program to do, but it is necessary. So if we run our program right now, we're going to see that we get change directory. To prove that this works, I can put in touch. You'll see that we create a file. If I can do foo, we can run this. We'll see our default execute, command not recognized. So you can almost think of this as a function. So it takes in a variable and then it compares it to each of the cases using the equals equals operator. So kcd is the same thing as saying if command equals equals cd execute. It's a lot more compact than using a bunch of if statements. So for this, it'd have to be if, else if, else if, else if, else. So the switch and case statement, they can save you a lot of time in some instances. It's really up to you as a programmer to decide whether you want to use switch and case versus if and else. So again, it's just a function. It'll go through the case. It'll compare this to each of the cases. Then it will execute code. Once the break statement is counted, we know that the code that we want to execute for that case is over. And ultimately, we use switch and case statements as a way to shorten our code. So that's it for this episode of my Dart programming tutorial series. I will see you in the next episode. I think we're going to jump into some OOP just because that is most fun for me. Check out my podcast and my Ruby series and my blog. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on Corey's Corner.